We all have heard about Waqf. Hi everyone, my name is Zavanpreet Kaur and today we will discuss about Waqf, a contentious bill to amend 44 sections of Waqf Act of 1995, including changing its ensure representation of non-Muslim individuals and Muslim women in central and state Waqf bodies, is likely to be tabled in the Lok Sabha. What is Waqf? Let's talk about it. Under the Waqf Act of 1954, a Waqf refers to a property dedicated in the name of God for religious and charitable purposes. Legally, it is the permanent dedication by a Muslim of any movable or immovable property for purposes recognized by Muslim law as pious, religious, or charitable. A Waqf can be established through a deed or instrument, or a property can be considered a Waqf if it has been used for religious or charitable purposes over a long period. The proceeds from a Waqf typically fund educational institutions, graveyards, mosques, and shelter homes. Once a property is designated as a Waqf, it becomes non-transferable and is detained perpetually as a charitable act toward God, essentially transferring ownership to God. Waqf can be either public, serving charitable ends, or private, benefiting the property owner's direct descendants. To create a Waqf, one must be of sound mind and hold valid ownership of the property. The creator of a Waqf, known as Waqif, does not have to be a Muslim as long as they profess belief in Islamic principles. How is a Waqf governed? Let's talk about it. Waqf in India are regulated by the Waqf Act 1995. A survey commissioner lists all properties declared as Waqf by conducting local investigations, summoning witnesses, and requisitioning public documents. The Waqf is managed by a Muttawali who act as a supervisor. Unlike trusts established under the Indian Trust Act 1882, which can serve border purposes and be dissolved by the board, Waqfs are specifically for religious and charitable uses and are intended to be perpetual. What is a Waqf board? Here are the points. A Waqf board is a legal entity capable of acquiring, holding, and transferring property. It can sue and be sued in court. Each state has a Waqf board led by a chairperson, including nominees from the state government, Muslim legislators, parliamentarians, members of the state bar council, Islamic scholars, and mutawalis of Waqf with an annual income of rupees 1 lakh and above. The Waqf Board administers Waqf properties, recovers lost properties, and sanctions the transfer of immovable Waqf properties through sale, gift, mortgage, exchange, or lease, with at least two-thirds of the board members voting in favor of the transaction. The board appoints custodians to ensure the Waqf and its revenue are used for their designated purposes. The Central Waqf Council, established in 1964, oversees and advises state-level Waqf boards across India. Let's talk about Waqf Act 1995. It is comprehensive legislation enacted by the Indian government to improve the administration and management of Waqf properties. It establishes the Central Waqf Council and state Waqf boards, distributing powers between chief executive officers and Waqf boards. Key provisions include the mandatory registration of all Waqfs with the Waqf board, the maintenance of a central register of Waqfs, the authority of Waqf board to appoint executive officers, the removal of encroachments from Waqf properties, the preparation of annual budgets for Waqf maintenance and the maintenance of records and inspection of Waqf properties. If you like the video, do subscribe the channel for more informative videos. Thank you.